Our students, Brian Proctor, the art teacher, back again with another video, and this one is going to be a game changer, guaranteed. If you do this when you start drawing or sketching, then you will see instant results to jump from here to here, guaranteed. So I know you can't wait, so let's not mess around anymore. Let's go to the drawing table. All right, our students, welcome back to the drawing table where we gobble up knowledge for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So today I'm going to show you something very simple, but it's very, very important that you do this. As I say, it's very simple, but if you do this every time you draw, you'll be from here to here in your drawing skills in no time. So the last video we did was on sketching, if I'm not mistaken, but each one of these videos are lined up. So if you see one, go back to the other one, and it puts all the puzzle pieces together. They're all separate, but they all work together at the same time. But it's better if you work it together. So where are we going to start on this one? We are going to start with the body pieces. All right, so as I said, drawing is simple. All you need are your shapes. That's all you need. So these are the shapes that you're going to need to draw the body. And I always turn my page to the side for people that are like, why is this turning? Because I draw this way and I write this way. I don't know how I did that started. I cannot draw straight and I cannot write straight. I have to turn my page. So yeah. So, okay. For sketching, for quick sketching, we're going to use a rectangle for the body, which is most important. Oval for the head, circle for the delts, cylinder until we move it, or should I say rectangle, until we move it, and then it becomes a cylinder. I'm pulling out my props. This could be considered a cylinder, a rectangle, because it's square. If you didn't see the shadow on the light, you would know that it was a cylinder. And you're going to have, you can do the circle if you want to do with the elbow, but I don't, you can't. And then we're going to have a triangle, long triangle for the forearms. We're going to have a square for the neck, or square for the neck, and we're going to point that just like the house, just like the upside down house. And then once we get deep into it, triangle for the shoulders. Same thing for the legs. We're going to have an oval. Because it's fat, because it's thick, it's going to be oval, or you can do rectangle, but it's going to end up being an oval anyway. Circle, circle, triangle again. So these are the same thing in different orders. And if anybody says, oh, what kind of pencil? This is just a mechanical pencil. I found this at work. People are leaving these things and losing them. Find them everywhere. So I was like, I don't like throwing stuff away, especially pencils, because there's a lot of good art pencils and pens, because there could be a lot of good art left in one of those pencils or pens. And then you can if you want to, but as I say, I don't. And there you have these little simple shapes make the body. And then keep forgetting about the foot, which is just a triangle. If you're going to go to the side, if you're going to go to the front, it's still a triangle. Flat here. It's just not as far out, but they're still triangles. And then just a little square for the hands for the time being. All right, so those are the simple shapes you need when you're just sketching. Now, when you sketch, you're not trying to create some beautiful art that you're going to frame and show everybody. This is just for you to be loose. This is just, you're going to throw this away anyway. This is, like I said, this is just you sketching, okay? You don't have to look at a picture and try to draw it. Start drawing from your imagination. Just start drawing something and then see where it gets you. But you want to take this rectangle here, the body, the part goes from the body, even the crotch. Later on, you can add a point to it from the upside down house. But in the beginning, you want just this. But you want to try and twist it. Twist it somehow, some way. I was thinking about getting a piece of gum or a piece of paper. Let me use this. This is kind of long and it's kind of weird. So this represents the body. So you want to kind of twist it, bend it forward, backwards, some way to get that action, because action is not straight up and down. Action has some kind of movement to it. It's hard to do this on camera. My eye and the camera view are different because the camera is right above me, so it's different. But you understand what I'm saying. So we're going to go to that, and then we're going to get to the meat of this video. And this should be really short video. I'm trying to keep them all short. So I'm going to sketch just a random pose. I'm just going to sketch and then see what happens, and then we will go from there. So we have that rectangle, and I put the head, and usually the head I'll do second. You never do the head first, especially when I'm drawing something detailed. The head is just the little blob that goes right there. So depending on the body, so let's just say I'll do the hand right here. So do a circle. It's going to be, and the anytime I try to name these things and I'm drawing, my brain just doesn't want to cooperate. This is my square right here. This is going to be the triangle or cone because it's longer. This is going to be the oval, and this is a circle. And as I said, this is your arm, but once you turn it, it becomes more of a cylinder. So yeah, here we go. We've got this again, circle, cylinder, and I'm going to just call it a cylinder because they're going to be moving. And then my triangle, and then that. So I'm going to do this, which is an oval. I'm going to stick with the oval. Circle for the knee, and then triangle, cone. This is very new to me, so you click it here, but this has got a point right there. As I said, it's just a mechanical pencil, so don't jump online saying, oh, I gotta find that, I gotta find that thing. And then like this, and just oval, and then I didn't put the knee there. Cone, and then I'll put my foot right here. Okay, so that's a quick sketch. That's just a rough sketch. I didn't put the shoulders and the neck. I can do that later when I want to, if I want to make this more of a finished product. Now, this is the part that I want to show you guys. You have this. I've done some critiquing, basically, kind of like on my own. I've looked at people's stuff on on Facebook, some of their sites, and I'm just looking at some of the drawings. And one of the things that I've noticed, two of the things that are kind of the most important things that I've noticed that are wrong with people's drawings, and you can't tell people that their stuff is not correct because they go crazy. So that's why I don't tell people. I don't go on your site and say, okay, straighten this out. But two of the things that I've noticed are your proportions, or people's proportions, not yours, not you, proportions, and the drawings are flat. Now, when we draw something like this, of course it's flat, and I'm going to draw this real quick. I'm going to draw another one real quick because it will probably help you to understand what I'm saying. So this is my fist, is my that, here's this, here's my delt right here, there's one foot here. So as I say, when we draw, because of the sketching that we do, which you'll be doing, our picture turns out to be flat. Make them a little skinnier, like that. And then we'll do that, and then we'll dress the character, and we'll do all this other stuff to the character. And it turns out to look flat. But one of the things that you should be doing, once you get your basic sketch out, then round it off just by doing this. Round this thing off. So this is going to come this way. And this is going to go up like that. This is going to go down. Of course, this is going to come around and around. And then the delt is going to go this way. And this is going to go down. And even the foot is going to go around. So if I do this foot, to make this a 3D foot, it's going to go down and it's going to be flat on the bottom. So let's add the neck, because we always do this with the face. We're always doing this with the face. You need to do it with the rest of the body. So you can see the difference between this and this. This makes it, I would say, about like 80–90% more rounder than this. It's not completely round, but once you start to detail it, it becomes rounder. So if I do this, if I add the rib cage. If I add the hips or the upside down house, you see how it's rounding off already, and then I will put the shapes to with the shapes to the arm. Let me take this waist down because that's a big part of that as well. This is the good eraser. I have another one with a bad eraser. But you see how much rounder that becomes once you get that, once you start rounding it off. Now the thing is about rounding something off is you have to know where to put your stripes. Where is my little piece? My little piece. Here it is. In perspective, we'll get to perspective in a minute. If something is straight in front of you, I guess we're getting perspective now. You're going to see these lines go straight, even though it's going around this whole thing. Once you move it, then you start to get the roundness of your lines, and it depends on how you bend it. And that's the thing with the legs and the arms, with the whole body actually. It depends on how you bend it. So if you take example, if you take the pole example, you take a long pole, and here you are. Well, let's make it a little longer. Here you are. And here's your eye line. That stuff is falling off. That line is going to look straight across. Now, as you look up, the rest of your lines are going to start having more and more and more and more of a curve to them, depending on how tall the pole is and depending on how close you're standing. So as you go up, it's going to have a little more curve, a little more, 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 until you get to the very top. Same thing. So when you start looking down from or below your eye line, you're going to do the same thing. It's going to be opposite, just a little bit, a little more, 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 a little more. That's why when you ever see a tree in the ground, the tree is not in the ground like that. The tree is going to be more rounded like that in the ground because you're looking down at it. So, and that's going to be the same thing when you do a lot of characters. When you start doing characters in perspective, just like this, depending on where your eye is, this is going to be curved down. If you're above this, if you're above him, this is going to be actually curved up. But I'm just showing you how to do the lines first. We're not throwing a perspective in there. I want you to be able to start getting your characters more rounded. So just remember that your eye line depends on everything. So when you draw something, you want to put your eye line. So this, I'm going to probably put my eye line like here somewhere. The eye line's going to be here somewhere, maybe, because all of the things are going down except this, because this is coming out at you. Out at you, as in, here you are, you're above me, but it's coming out. Turn it over. It's coming out at you, so you're going to do that. So I always say, when you're doing like arms and foreshortening, I'll say your front circle and your back circle, and then connect them, and that's just your cylinder. So if I want to do, like just say I'm doing this opposite arm, and it's the same way, same thing, your back circle and your front circle, but this is going to be a point. But you chop it off wherever the arm goes. It's really simple once you do shapes. I know a lot of artists don't want to do the shapes first, but it's simple. And doing the cone and doing the cylinder, you basically already have the shape. You're close to the actual arm shape, and then the circle, which is your delt. You want to do the circle because your circle, the delt is what, reaching for my ball, the delt is what your bicep, tricep is just going to rotate on that. So when you're drawing that circle, the circle's not going to move. It's just going to rotate on that. Keep that in mind. It just makes things a lot simpler. All right, I'm going to do a couple more rough sketches, and then we will be done, because that's the knowledge that you need right there. But just remember, you want to twist that square. Just take a piece of chewing gum. And I put the head on second because it balances the shape, it kind of balances the shape. Otherwise, if this was a real drawing, I wouldn't even worry about the head going on till last. So this is going to be my cone. circle, circle. And then what's left over is this. Where's my pen? So let's go red and blue. And that's the reason for you to use three colors actually. You use your lead, your red and blue. So if I say this, oh, do I have a package, Alexa? And this is going to be my cone. This is going to be my circle, which the cone covers up. And this little piece right here, what's left, is going to be the bicep. As I say it's a given. You know, this piece is always going to be here, so it could be covered up. It could be covered up depending on your drawing. All right, so let's just do this. Just do something like this. Whatever. He's either shooting a ray or he's blocking something or whatever it could be. But it's not supposed to be, you know, so perfect. All right, so. And when you draw, try not to draw stuff straight. Give it a little bit of curve to it, and that helps. With your action. That word. So I don't want to draw this leg like this, and then draw this other leg straight like that. I want to give it a little curve to it. Put the pens down, Brian. If I start grabbing pencils, I'll hold like 5 or 8 pencils in one hand and drawing with the other hand, and I forget that I have them. I think artists do that. So we got this one, and I'm going to put this one here. And it's just, I don't know, like I say, when I sketch, I don't really think of what position. I don't see a position in my head and sketch it, because this is like getting loose phase. That's all it is. Just to get my hands loose, just practice your proportions, practice your shapes. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so there's that. Put my neck here. Bottom of my chin, if I want to do that. So now I have this picture and it's flat. So again, what I want to do is, because the way it's going to be turned, this hand is going to be turned there, so these circles are going to go back, because you see the open part right here. This is going to be open. Circle, 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 circle. This is going to be the same thing. And this one here. This one across. This chest is always going to be, well, this one, I'm thinking the perspective, your eye line is going to be here. So I'm going to, since the chest is open, I'm going to do this, 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 and it's going to, as I say, when it comes down to that eye line, it's going to change. It's not going to be as round. This, and then you have that, and everything else below that, you're going to go the other way, except if it's bent up to you. So this is going to go here, 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 and this is going to go back. And already you see how round that thing has become, that drawing has become. So I get my center line, then I put my rib cage in here, and the next one we're going to be doing the torso. We're going to work on the torso and the shoulders. I'm going to break each piece down at a time. So that's what I'm saying. Each video is connected to the other video. So I'm going to do this torso, the upside down house, and then you have, you know, you can add my lats to them and take the waist down a little bit more. And so then when I add the chest or something to it, then it becomes even more rounder. So the thing is, you want to work on your proportions. You don't want too long. You don't want too short. That's why I say, when you draw something, walk away from it and then come back, and you should be able to see. But a lot of times we're in a rush to get that great art out, and then we don't take that extra day or so to see our mistakes. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put this one in perspective. And as I say, when you sketch, you're not doing this to keep it. If you're keeping your sketches, no, you shouldn't be doing that. Just throw it away, because if you keep it, then you're like, oh, I'm so proud of this, I'm so proud. No, you could be a better artist. You will be a better artist in time. So just do this, throw it away. Get some cheap paper. Don't buy an expensive, in the beginning, don't buy an expensive sketch pad, because you're afraid to use it, because you don't want to mess that paper up. You're like, oh, this is expensive. This is good paper. I don't want to use that and mess that up. So here's my quick sketch. Again, let's just say I'm going to be here. My outline is going to be here. So this is going to be rounded there, and then this is going to be underneath of that. So if I'm looking down, it's going to be there. The foot is going to be across and flat at the bottom. So same thing with this, your eye line. So I'm above that, turn that, turn that, turn that, and straight. Yeah, this is turned. This is turned. So this is going to take a whole new, because it's turned that way, it's going to take a whole new shape. This is above, Brian. Get it right. Get it right. Even the circle. The circle I just kind of like leave alone because it's always constantly moving, and the circle's usually rounded anyway. And there's no way you can really, let's just say, draw a flat circle, unless you're drawing like an ellipse or oval that's kind of flat on a surface, and then people will say, "Oh, that's flat." If I drew a line here and just a hole in the ground, it's flat. So then your face, and then this, and your face as well. So again, depending on where your eye line is, but in the beginning, don't worry about your eye line. Just keep doing this, keep rounding it off, so that in your mind, whenever you draw something, you can kind of see it without having to make it round, because you know you're going to make it round later on. I don't know, this guy could be sliding down a zip line. Like I say, when I just do rough sketches, I don't think. I throw this body in there, this piece in there, and then when I put the head in there, it looks like he's laying down or he's sliding or something. That's how I do. I really don't look at pictures when I do that. So as I said, if I put the chest in, or if I put the rib cage in, this will become rounder. Rib cage. Then this is going to be the, and let me do it, since I pulled out my pen and dropped it on the ground somewhere. Let me do this. So here's my rib cage. Here is my upside down house. And you see already how round it is. It's becoming rounder. This is this. My chest is going to be right here because I've got that round line there. I'm going to use that as a guide. It's going to go here and into the delt. And then my shoulders is this. And then my hand, however I want to put my hand. And the other hand. It's going to be behind the body, the leg. I'm going to make that leg more rounder. It's going to be short because it's just a sketch turning into a real drawing. Knee, calf, which is a little high. And then the foot. Triangle flat on one side and out on the other side. And then the head. So now you have a quick, the chest should be a little lower, but that's okay. You have a quick, nice little action pose. It's round. Nobody can tell you otherwise, and you're good to go. So I think that's everything that I wanted to cover in this one. Just a little quick video. And yeah, that's going to be it. So it's going to be a link. Every video is going to be a link to the other video before this. So if you see this and you're kind of wondering, okay, how did he get to that? Go back and check out the video before this, and it'll explain a little bit more. All right, so fix this foot. I don't know why, because this paper is going in the trash. That's a nice position. That is a really, really cool position. Maybe I'll draw it and use it for something. Anyway, that's going to be it. I'll see you guys in the next video.